Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Well, if you're my mother, yes.
Good evening, everybody.
Who the hell's that?
7 o'clock.
Shut your mouth.
Do you know where your children are?
Damn you. Shut up. Talking to myself over here. Don't you know if you hear voices in your head, it's not a good thing? By the way, Jerry Marzinski is coming back on the show on September 17th. I said, hey, Jerry, I'd love to have you back because the comments have been so great. The follow-up questions have been so great. How about you come back just to answer questions from the audience from that wonderful show that we just did, those psychotic voices from a world beyond. So put that in your calendars. I have a couple other things to do with you here today. Forgot everything else I was going to say there because I interrupted myself. But that was a voice you guys heard too, so at least we're all on the same page with that. It is the 25th of August. It's the last week of August broadcasts, and I am so happy to be here with you tonight with a little bit of room to stretch out. We are going to be talking about some news from over the weekend, a couple of news items from over the weekend, and then right into a Popular Mechanics spotlight that was placed on somebody, a person, a diver, a free diver who has accomplished an incredible physical feat, a human feat, F-E-A-T. And this story made me want to ask the audience, I wanted to ask you all whether or not you yourself have an incredible feat. What is the most incredible human feat? Physical feat that you have accomplished in your life? And we got plenty of response in the thread that I put out on Twitter, just as a quick thread. I didn't use the forum for this one because it was just it was a snap thing. There's a couple of forum topics that I want to build up soon. That'll take some time. I'll put that out there, including one that was generated on Saturday night. And let me just say, Saturday night show, man, Saturday energy is just so great when we do it on pilled.net and quite frankly.tv. It is it's a great audience that shows up. There's a good amount of people who watch, but it was always going to be a smaller select crowd because we're stripping away all the other platforms except that one. No paywall. It's just you got to type in a new URL. And it was so fun with my cousins Sherry and Dave. They were in. The hookah was packed, and boy, we did a little bit more music videos, but there was the 1980s fashion videos, how to wear a scarf, all this other good stuff. So I put the link for that rerun in the description of this episode. I'd love for you all to go check it out. But if you don't see it over the next couple of days, which it's great stuff, easygoing stuff that'll cheer you up and give you a nice laugh over the course of an evening. We will premiere that on Friday night at 7 o'clock on Rumble. That will be the Friday night premiere. Of course, because there's so much music in it, we won't put it on YouTube, but it will be on Rumble on Friday night. So there's that. Really, really something else. What else do I have? Oh, something else for you real quick. There has been an addition to the website, and that is over here up top on quitefrankly.tv. If you go to the members lounge, you got the members only blog. That's where we post all of the nudes. No. And then underneath that is the Culture Club archive. So if you are a monthly sponsor, no matter where you sponsor, through quitefrankly.tv, through Patreon, Subscribestar, Pilled, as you know, the members lounge, the members only blog, I put up there so that people who sponsor directly through the website, they have access to the same kind of behind the scenes stuff that I publish on Patreon and Subscribestar, because there's no other place to post, pictures and videos and updates from the road and all that stuff. So that's there. But the new archive there, the Culture Club archive, that is for, again, members only. You get the password to get in there once you become a monthly sponsor. All of the serials for book club and all of the film club as well, all in one spot, so you always know where they are. And we'll be updating that as we go along. So that I'm very happy about that because I've been wondering how to make that a little bit more accessible for people because they're all so spread out and stuff like that. So all happy with those updates from the weekend. All right, well, without further ado, let's get to tonight's show. Don't go anywhere, everybody. It should be nice. We're going to need plenty of your calls, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's run!
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here to kick off a new week. I know there's a lot of new people who are watching. Thank God for that. And if you are one of those new people, especially, in the hereafter, with on demand and all that stuff, welcome and thank you for joining the family. It's great to have met you. I'm going to pull a few things up right now. We talked about the Saturday night broadcast. We talked about the new archives that are up. I'm going to give away another ounce of silver tonight. So Tony Arterburn at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver has been, I said, hey man, I'm going to give away another ounce tonight. He said, you got it. So we only have 2 of Grimbold's SpaceX patches left. Just letting you know, you qualify for a SpaceX patch and a silver ounce through your super chats across YouTube and quite frankly superchat.com, Rumble and elsewhere. That's another thing for tonight. But over in DC, another crowning achievement. This is one hell of a thing. And who can you say thank you to other than President Trump? From Yahoo, DC goes 9 days. This was on August 22nd. So they might have actually gone 10 or 11 days. I don't know. Maybe somebody they couldn't help themselves. But as of Friday night, D.C., Washington, D.C., had gone 9 days without a homicide. Do you know how incredible that is? Nearly 2 weeks into President Donald Trump's crime crackdown in the district, violent crime numbers are trending down. The Metropolitan Police Department confirmed to D.C. News that the city's last recorded homicide was on Wednesday, August 13th. Horrible. It's not funny. Frank, stop that. The drop comes as the president sends more National Guardsmen and federal agents into the city with a focus on violent crime and immigration enforcement. The Department of Justice touting new numbers on Friday, saying more than 700 arrests have been made since the start of the federal crackdown, including 36 immigration-related arrests on Thursday alone. So Trump said D.C. was a hellhole, and now it's safe. I hate to say this because it doesn't sound very good, but there have been no murders in D.C. in the last week. That's the first time in anybody's memory that you could have had haven't had a murder in a week. So I don't know what has happened since then. It's like one of those things like don't step on the freshly fallen snow. Somebody's just going to want to leave some tracks on it. Somebody out there in D.C. is like going through some major murder withdrawals right now. It's been so long since I killed someone. Scratching themselves. So hopefully that keeps up because you don't want lives to be lost. 700 arrests, though. Think about all the work that police weren't doing. Good golly. Anyway, from D.C. to South Korea, listen to what the South Korean president said to President Trump as they were talking about deals that were being made. There was some really high praise that was heaped upon President Trump by the president of South Korea. Take a look at this. Hold on a second.
피스메이커로서의 역할이 정말로 눈에 띄는 것 같습니다. And one thing that I wanted to say to you is that America's role not as a keeper of peace, but a maker of peace, is being more is emerging more evidently.
유럽, 아시아, 아프리카, 중동 뭐 여러 곳에서의 전쟁들이 이제는 트럼프 대통령님의 역할로 휴전하고 평화가 찾아오고 있습니다.
Many wars in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, and in the Middle East are coming to peace because of the role that you are playing.
세계 지도자 중에 전 세계의 이런 평화 문제에 대통령님처럼 이렇게 관심 가지고 실제로 성과를 낸 경우는 처음으로 보여집니다.
So among the many world leaders, I believe that you are the only leader who has made such accomplishments.
그리고 가급적이면 전 세계에서 유일하게 분단 국가로 남아 있는 한반도의 그 평화를 좀 만들어 주셔서 김정은과도 만나시고 북한에 트럼프 월드도 하나 지어서 거기서 저도 골프도 칠 수 있게 해주시고 그래서 전 세계가 인정하는.
I think what he's saying here is, and I would like to mention that the only remaining divided nation in the world is the Korean Peninsula. That's where it got down to. So he went on to he was talking about, you know, Donald Trump's ability to negotiate deals and the United States being a world leader in breaking new grounds on peace and prosperity again and all that stuff and what role we've been sinking back into since the changing of administrations. And then he says about with more specifics with the Korean Peninsula. He says, I would like to ask for your role in establishing peace on the Korean Peninsula. So I look forward to your meeting with Chairman Kim Jong-un and construction of a Trump Tower in North Korea and playing golf at that place. I believe he will be waiting for you. So, I mean, some people say that this was a reference to Korean unification, even if it's just symbolic that the neighbors to the north are taking a little bit more of a less hostile footing going forward, that they're looking more into developing golf courses than they are starving people to death or whatever the hell else. I don't know, but just another one of those double take moments. All right, in other news on the medical front, hey YouTube, this is coming from the Daily Mail, and it's coming from this by way of other universities, okay? This is not my opinion. This is something that they're talking about in the news. An authoritative source at that, all right? The Daily Mail. World's most popular painkiller may increase risk of autism and ADHD. Harvard experts warn this could have major public health implications. Pregnant women should only take paracetamol on the advice, I guess that's Tylenol, on the advice of a doctor, Harvard scientists have warned, amid fears that the common painkiller could raise a risk of autism and ADHD in their children. Acetaminophen, also known and sold under the brand name Tylenol in the U.S., is widely used by expectant mothers to treat pain, headaches, and fever. But dozens of studies have already linked it to higher rates of autism and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Now, U.S. researchers from Mount Sinai and Harvard School of Public Health say their analysis of more than 100,000 people in the most comprehensive yet and provided the strongest evidence so far of a link. They urged mothers to use Tylenol sparingly, recommending only the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible time. They go into it a little bit more, but so there's another aspect, another facet, another layer to the atmospheric disruption that we live under, because it's not just one thing. But anyway, there you have it. Here's another one for you. I wonder how all of our true crime friends are going to be covering this if they haven't started already. But here it is. There was a a conspiracy theorist, conspiracy theory podcaster host. He's 32 years old. He's been charged with the stabbing of his 30-year-old girlfriend, and she died. It was probably the conspiracy theories. A man who co-hosts a podcast dedicated to the occult, magic, spirituality, and everything clandestine has been charged with the alleged murder of his girlfriend on Friday, August 22nd. Tobias Marcus Nuttall from Australia appeared at Perth Magistrates Court, having been accused of killing his 30-year-old partner at a home in Bassendean on Wednesday. This is new. He didn't speak during the court appearance except to confirm his name. According to the outlets, he will remain in custody until his next court appearance, which is scheduled on September 17th. Nuttall, 32 years old, was arrested at his home in Reed Street after police were called to a serious incident at the property around 12:30 p.m. local time on Wednesday, August 20th. They found a woman suffering from stab wounds. So yeah. Before launching the Waking World podcast on co-host Dale Nuttall graduated from University of Notre Dame. And according to the podcast summary on Spotify, oh, look, he gets to keep his show on Spotify, though maybe he'll be taken off now. It's a place where reality gets a reality check. So that's grisly. I hate stories like this. But, yeah, another nut job. Everywhere you look, another nut job. God protect me. And you. Nut jobs all around. Anyway, here is what I wanted to start breaking into tonight, because I appreciate some of the responses that we've gotten, and I'm not getting trolled as bad as I thought I would be. There's a lot of really just good entries. Not as many fart jokes as I thought there would be, but there are a couple. I couldn't expect anything less than a couple, at least. But here's from Popular Mechanics. Take a look at this. A free diver held his breath for almost a half hour and obliterated a world record. The attempt was only possible thanks to some pre-gaming with pure oxygen, but it is still eye-popping. There's the guy. His name is Vitomir Maričić, I think. I don't know how to say his last name. He's from Croatia. Croatian freediver Vitomir Maričić broke the world record for longest human breath hold with a stunning 29 minutes and 3 seconds, almost 5 minutes longer than the previous record set in 2021. His record was oxygen-assisted, meaning that he was able to breathe pure oxygen for several minutes before making his attempt. While this record doubles the maximum breath hold of a bottlenose dolphin and even rivals some seals, it still falls way short of many other marine mammals. Yes, well, until we beat the whales, it ain't going to mean shit. The act of breathing has been central. That's funny. That's a great way. That's a wonderful line. The act of breathing has been central to life on Earth since the beginning. Wow. That is, talk about trying to fit extra words in there to get to the essay quota. And the average human will take more than 600 million breaths in a single lifetime. But there's a specific group of humans, a subclass of freedivers known as apneists, who train their minds and bodies to efficiently halt this intuitive autonomic function, far exceeding the typical 30 to 90 second limit of breath holding. And this guy did it for nearly a half hour, 29 minutes and 3 seconds. And I said, okay, now obviously there's a little bit of help there. There is the pure oxygen thing, but still, if I huffed pure oxygen for 10 minutes, you think I'm gonna be able to hold my breath for 30 minutes? No, there's a whole lot of conditioning, both physically and mentally, on this level. That's just insane, truly insane. And speaking of physical feats, before we get to you guys, because this is what I want you to start calling in with. The number is 914-200-0269, and I want to know, what is your most impressive physical feat of all time? And you can call in with a joke. That's fine. But pair it with something real. You can pair it with a joke, but give me something that you did. Okay? It could be professional. Hey, I stacked this many boxes that equal to like 5,000 pounds in 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I moved 1,000 pounds a minute. I don't know what the hell it is. It could be anything. It could be eating. Somebody said, hey, I ate X amount of chicken wings or whatever, and fine. Competitive eating, that is completely admissible for tonight's topic. Whatever it is, I want to hear from you. You got to call in. This could be a wonderful night of talk. So you have to call in 914-200-0269. And while you're thinking up that, I want to go to a physical feat of what may be the next mayor of New York City, that Zoran Mamdani guy. And this is what we got out of the New York Post on Saturday evening. Zoran Mamdani fails at a bench press while trying to show off at Men's Day in Brooklyn as Cuomo and Eric Adams roast their rival. Now, I don't care about what Cuomo and Eric Adams have to say. I'm sure that they can push a lot of weight. They're meatheads in their own respect. But this is the other side of the spectrum. A weak-ass communist. Take a look at this. They're saying that now everybody, what is this? This is from the New York Post who's saying this, but I've seen other outlets saying the same thing. That he was trying to lift 135 pounds. And I do not think that this is not 135 pounds. Just from what is in frame. Take a look at this.
You move up in the pole! Yeah!
Hold on. Wait a second. I'm going to get you a better angle of this. Let me get you a better angle. Give me a second. That's good. One moment. Okay, this is better. Okay, so here he is. He's sitting, he's taking his position on the bench. It's Men's Day. All right, now right there, I'm looking at that. I'm saying that's not a 45-pound plate. That's not a 45-pound plate. I don't even know if that is 35 pounds. It looks like an Olympic bar. So I'm going to say that's a 45-pound bar, but that might be 25 pounds. If it's 25 pounds, it's 95 pounds total. If that's a 35-pound plate with a 35-pound plate on the other side, we're talking about what, 115? That's not 135. Even though 135 shouldn't be an issue for somebody his age. To do one at least, but watch this.
This is how you move up in the polls. Yeah!
No.
Wait, okay, so where do I put my hands? Here?
No, I would widen them out a little bit. No.
Yeah!
Oh, no.
Let's go. Yeah! Let me get one more. Let me get three.
Dude.
Let me get three. Yeah!
The guy behind him lifted the whole thing. The guy behind him lifted it all. So I don't even think that that's 35. So we're looking at an assisted 95-pound bench press, assisted 2, and the guy was lifting the whole damn thing. 115 pounds at maximum. Now I get it, ladies and gentlemen. When you're a communist, other people always do the heavy lifting for you. But damn, good Lord, come on now, man. So that was Zoran Mamdani's physical feat of a lifetime, I'd have to say. And he did it for all the world to see over there in Brooklyn. So what do you got for me? This is what I want to hear. 914-200-0269. 914-200-0269. And in the meantime, I will go to our thread. So here it is. First person who wrote in, and I think that this would be one hell of a call-in one night. So I hope that this person calls when we have open lines, if they're not watching tonight. Uncle Roman says, Frank, I was in a car accident with 3 of my friends. The driver rolled the car. It landed on its side in the grassy median on the highway. My friend in the back seat had his arm pinned between the ground and the car. I lifted the car up to release him without even thinking about it. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Those that, like, you know, the do or die strength that comes from nowhere. Real Todd Schroeder says, Frank, it was a 900-pound squat. to competition depth at 45 years old with video. And I said, you got to give me some, hold on. Let's see here. I said, you got to give me some video then. Oh, he sent me a picture. Todd sent me a picture. Oh, here it is. Okay, well, here's the picture. There's Todd. Animal. But here's the video. Let's see. This one is of the 860 plus, the bar, 65-pound mastodon. This is the back. Okay, let's do this. Nice, man. Nice. No, I've never lifted anything that required me to have the entire suit on. Just it's not in my it's not in my framework. This was never going to be me. That's impressive though. Good job. Give me some Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, buddy. Give me some yeah, buddy feelings over there. That's awesome, Todd. Good for you. All right, so there you have it. Jay Martinez. That is we're talking about Mr. Deplorable T out there. T got in touch with me on Twitter. He said, now for my next stunt, watch me fly off my motorcycle and tumble 50 yards to a stop. Let me tell you something about this story right here. I didn't know T back then, but I saw the video. He was wearing like a GoPro, and I saw the video. I was able to see it on a big screen too. So there's that. I think T is going to be coming to the Jamboree. That's going to be great. Call in, ladies and gentlemen, or else this is going to be an awfully short show. Willie Fixit says, lifting a tractor off of me when it pinned me down, I was 11 years old. I can see Willie, even though I think I've seen a picture of Willie before. I can see Willie picking a tractor up over his head, like Superman as a child. So I can't wait to know just how big this tractor was. Let's see here. JT says, one time I ate 43 chicken wings, is what I'm talking about, in one sitting at Quaker Steak and Lube. I'll admit it. Now, the last time I had a marathon chicken wing kind of a situation there was probably around 2006. It was like winter 2006. Me, my brother Anthony, and Mike, Petey Face, the Zeralza boys, we used to go to this place in Pelham called Big Mike's, I think. Anyway, we would go out to this place in Pelham, and this guy, we knew the bartender out there. His name was Kevin, and he was good to us. Before we were all 21, we can order what we wanted, and it was all well and good. So what we did was, for a while, we had a tradition where on Monday nights, me, Anthony, and Mike, even though, Mike and Anthony didn't really care too much about Monday Night Football, we would go out to this place in Pelham, and we would order burgers and gigantic piles of wings. And every once and drinks, but we didn't go out there and really pound them. We would have things like White Russians. Anyway, we went to this place, and for 3 consecutive weeks, we were getting more and more wings, to the point where, first time we went out there, so let's get 30 wings, like, 10 for each of us. That was nothing. The week after that, we said, how you want to up it to 50? We're thinking about this. Do you think we can do it? 50 wings down. And then we went from 50 to 100. We just said, let's do 50 more. We didn't get to 100. I think we ate like 80 of them. But that night, the next morning, Anthony and I started throwing up. Mike ate mostly everything that we ate too, but he was fine. I was the first one to just start hurling. And then Anthony was about an hour later. And then for the next 24 hours, we were just on our backs. And I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened. Mike was fine. And ever since then, I've definitely gotten back into eating chicken wings, but it's always just been, I've had enough. I've wet my whistle. I've gotten the taste I need. It's all done. I'm ready. We're good to go. So I don't know. That was back, was 20 years now. 20 years since I got sick. It was a really rough week too. That was a week that we had power outage we were out of power for like 3 or 4 days. It was so damn cold outside. That was fun. But yeah, look back on it fondly. Harold Finch, there must be something wrong with the hold on. There has to be something wrong with this damn phone. There's no way that nobody's called in yet. No way in hell. Let me turn this off. And let's pray that I'm wrong. And we'll see what comes back on. Harold Finch says 213 miles, 12,200 feet of climbing on a bicycle in 2 days. That sounds like something that Anthony would do. That sounds like something that Anthony would do in one of those ultras or whatever the hell they're called. Although he didn't do 213 miles, but he did dozens of miles, something like 30 miles or something like that. And he was able to calculate the altitude as well. Crazy. I'm not doing it. Oh, yeah, here's all the calls. Jeez, 423, you're on the air. Go ahead.
What's up, Frank? Hold on, let me turn this crap off. I didn't think you were going to answer. I just wanted to see if you'd do it.
What crap? What crap? Are you talking about the show?
Yeah, you said like the thing was broken, so I was like, I'll dial the number, and it went right through.
Well, that's why I just restarted the entire Zoom program, so hopefully there's more following you. But go right ahead.
All right, I just ran out of the room. I couldn't really think of a feat, but although I was a delivery driver in San Antonio about 20 years ago, and there was like this crate that was bigger than me, and I was driving the Sprinter, and it would not line up with the dock because it doesn't. And somehow I lifted that thing, I don't know, probably 2 feet up and then onto the dock. It was so heavy they needed a forklift to put it on there. I don't know how I did it. I just remember pushing like I went in like a Superman pose. I had my feet on the back of the truck and my hands pushing this thing, and I just pushed it up this ramp. It was crazy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And it's a little bit of a do or die situation, because when you're in the middle of that and you know what you're about to start doing, anything can, the ramp can snap, it can tip over to one side, you can just lose your grip and it rolls back onto you. Like you have to be all in with everything you got, or else it could really go sideways.
Yeah, I was. I had driven like 200 miles to drop this box off. It was coming off this truck no matter what. So yeah.
Well, good for you. That's what I was looking for. And thank you for the call, my friend. Is there anything else that you want to leave us?
No, sir. And I haven't called in a while, and everyone that calls in, they're like, "Oh, you sound different." You don't at all. You sound exactly like you do.
Well, thank God.
So I don't know what they're hearing.
Thank God. Even my wife says I sound different, but thankfully I passed the test for you.
All right, man. You have a good night.
You too, man. You too. Thanks for kicking it off. 914-200-0269. Let's see here. Animated Doug says, I never thought about this until now. I was at Sunset Cliffs in San Diego with a couple of girls I knew who were talking about jumping. Despite my fear of heights, I took a running leap off the cliff without looking first. Thank God I landed in the water and not on the rocks. What? Okay, well, obviously this is not a suicide story, though it might have sounded suicidal at first. I was with a couple of girls who were talking about jumping. I thought that was like he was going to say, I talked two people down from not offing themselves in one night. But I want to know a little bit more about this cliff, Doug. I want to know more about how high it is, and, because, when you talk about cliffs and launching from there into water, I don't know. I would need to have all of that area tested for depth and you name it. 817, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank, this is Cloud9.
Hey, Cloud9, welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, Frank. Well, I was actually going to touch upon the world's longest breath hold.
Yes.
I actually just sent you a video in your email, so you should be getting it pretty soon in your inbox. It's actually of the world's largest free dive pool. I believe it's based out of Dubai in the UAE, and it's essentially, I believe, 190 meters or so.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty large pool. But essentially, it's similar to the video or the article you showed earlier, where the guy broke the world record. and this guy goes all the way down to the pool and goes all the way back up, I think in less than 3 minutes or so, and essentially does it in one breath. But it's just amazing to see the capability of kind of like the human experience and what you're able to just overcome in terms of like overall feats, and then just what you put your mind to. Because a lot of this just has to do with your mentality going forward. Unlike Zoran Mondani, who cheats his way into, barely getting a single rep in.
I know he's essentially just kept his weak little paws on the bar, and he let the guy behind him lift it. It was like some kind of a weird combination. The only person who got a workout there was his spotter, who was doing a little bit of a shrug / row. And I don't know, man. But you're spot on with the mentality thing, because when I read about 29 minutes with breath held, and I got this video you sent me right here. I'm going to play it in a second. And you think about that, and I think about how, where my mind goes and how hard it is for me to also get a hold of myself once I start getting really gassed, whether we're, hitting pads or anything like that for 2 to 3 minutes at a time, or just running or whatever the hell it is. Once you start getting really gassed and your lungs are trying to fight their way out on to the outside of your rib cage, that right there, I mean, I get to a spot real quick where I'm like, okay, well, just accept it. You'll never breathe again, Frank. It's over, and that in itself is something to work through. So when that's one of the reasons.
Well, I was going to say that's like one of the reasons why I think cave diving is essentially just, accepting your fate, and whatever happens along the way. I mean, hats off to anyone who cave dives or does free solo diving or just free solo rock climbing. I think at that point you've made your deals with the maker, and if anything should happen, hopefully you have insurance to back up your legacy. Well, that's really about it.
Well, what you sent me right here is not cave diving though, right? When you say cave diving,
it's not cave diving. It's a free solo dive.
Okay.
And I forget what it's called, but it's based out of Dubai. I believe it's the world's largest free solo dive pool. But yeah, it's essentially just one long take of this guy going all the way down and then coming all the way back up in one single breath.
Now, is it still called spelunking if you're in a water cave, or is that something different? Is that a different categorization when you're talking about caving and all that stuff? When you're down there in really tight water-filled spaces, what is that?
I have no clue. Probably something I need to look up, but I know there's several podcasts that go into it, like Dive Talk. Okay. But, just like in general, I've heard of stories, not to get too off track because I know you've got to move on, but I've heard of stories from Dive Talk and Mr. Ballin, who's very famous for recounting a bunch of stories, but in particular, there was a cave diving story just gone wrong. I don't want to spoil the story for you, but, there's 2 different types of oxygen that you can receive. I think it's like open and closed circuit for breathing. And let's just say that it goes terribly wrong, because if you come up too fast in the water, you could potentially get the bends.
Yeah.
And you're essentially high underwater or drunk underwater is the way that's been described. But, for all the breath technique that this guy does in this video, it seems pretty good. I guess he was in a meditative state, kind of Zen mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to keep you any further. If you need to just play that video and then move on, go for it, bro.
No, hey, well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. This is what I wanted tonight. So you came through for the team. So thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely, Frank. You have a good one.
Yeah, take care. The bends. I've seen those videos too, where divers will come up from very deep distances, whether they are, on oil rigs or something like that, and they have to go down deep and clean something off of. I don't know what it was, but they'd be coming up, and I've seen the drills of how quickly it's almost like a NASCAR pit crew. How you have multiple people just taking this guy or woman out of their compression suits and everything else as quickly as possible to get them into this decompression chamber to, stop it. There's several people died from the bends building the Brooklyn Bridge. You don't have to go down too deep for that to happen to you. So that was that's quite a thing. Now, as far as spelunking goes, I see this spelunking water can refer to the presence of water within caves, leading to different types of caving, like cave diving or navigating through river caves, or the potential hazards of water. Those videos, I know that they all have trigger warnings on them. Those even get me. And not even really just the cave diving ones, which I guess that's a little bit more in category there. You're diving in underwater caves. But just the people who are just wiggling on their stomach through caves, terrible death stories there too. But I get crazy, crazy secondhand claustrophobia watching that shit. But I still watch them as like an exercise. I don't understand how people do it or why they do it. You could say they've made deals with their creator and they're just working through something or whatever, but if you've done that before, I would love for you to call in and let me know what's the prize. I mean, I guess the exhilaration of getting through it at the end and saying, wow, it's over. You choose to put yourself in a high pressure situation so that you can, at the end, feel the pressure relieved. I can understand the psychology of that. I can see the psychological aspect of that, no doubt. But boy, oh boy, that's not happening with me. The safest place for me is not there. Let's see here. Diving to the bottom of the world's deepest pool on a single breath. I think I've seen this before. This is a year ago. Tavi Castro. I'm pretty sure that I saw this when it first got uploaded. But let's watch it again.
60 meters. And today, we're going to go all the way to the bottom on a single breath. Let's go.
So everybody in podcast land, 60 meters. So that is, they converted over here, 200 feet. 200 feet. Just think about that when you're in the 10-foot to 12-foot deep end of your father-in-law's pool next time. Along the way, like what were we talking about with the bends? Maybe somebody who knows about this. So he was just able to go down, touch the bottom, and come back up. So I don't know what the criteria or the protocol for that is, but it didn't seem like he had to do any time chilling at different parts along the way. Then again, it could just be a part of his conditioning. What is cool were those people that were kind of trailing him. Looks like a couple of chicks. Her right there. Looks like a woman's body. That thing right there, I want to swim with one of those at my father-in-law's pool. I want to go underwater and have one of those jets pull me around. That's cool. So how do we get those? How many thousands of dollars are there? Can I put it on layaway? So that's what I have there. And now we have covered the spelunking aspect of tonight's show. Let's go back to our thread. You can call in 914-200-0269. We'll keep checking the news to see if anything interesting breaks, but it's actually been kind of quiet, to be honest. And aside from, I don't know what really happened over the weekend. I saw that Timothy Gordon and Jay Dyer had their debate. I have not watched it yet. I don't know if I'm going to have time to, but I'd love to have them both on the show again soon so I can ask all those questions I had for them a few weeks ago. Still, let's get to that in a second. Oh, we have a caller coming in. Mark, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank. It's the biological dentist, Mark. I'm a scuba diver, too.
Oh.
And I was just going to explain that if you want me to.
Please, go ahead.
Some of this stuff. Well, this is kind of the theory, or this is kind of the concept. If you were to breathe oxygen or your tank at like 100 feet, say, that's more than 3 atmospheres plus our own atmosphere.
Okay.
So that would be, if you held your breath, it would have to expand 3 times. So you can't hold your breath. So like when we used to dive, the deepest I went was 150. And you have to stop. You have to blow off your lungs for a while. And then you get this partial pressure situation.
But wait,
And then you
Mark,
go
Mark, before you finish on what your particular thing is, because obviously, just from what you said already, we're on there's two different things happening. You have this guy he has no scuba, no scuba gear. He's going all the way down with what seems to be one breath or a series of breaths. He was meditating first, down, up. So what did he do? And then explain what you're doing.
Well, he did a speed record going down pretty far and coming back up, which doesn't require like a change in what's in your lungs. So it just gets compressed. So it just keeps getting collapsed on itself.
Damn.
I mean, Jay could explain this really well, probably too. And then, so he's holding his breath. Essentially, he's not breathing like external air, like on a tank. So that was just a record. But the other one, the time, that's like crazy. 29 minutes and 3 seconds holding your breath. That's a different animal totally.
Yeah. I mean,
he got super saturated with oxygen a little bit. And I don't know how you do it.
Well, he must. I didn't read the depth he was at to do the 29 minutes, but it could not have been anywhere near the depth that we just saw this other guy go to. Okay, so the speed test the guy that just did is different from anybody who scuba dives like you, because you got to. Is it the breathing apparatus is the thing that is really what causes you to have to stop incrementally?
Yeah, like for example, on a typical dive, you have dive tables, which our military, the Navy, kind of started those a long time ago, probably 50s and 60s. There's a good movie, Cuba Gooding Jr., about like diving. But anyway, the whole thing is there's dive charts. You don't have to do anything if you dive for a certain amount of time at a certain depth, like 45 minutes or 45 feet, something like that. You can kind of burn about 30 minutes and not worry about even coming up. But I had the experience where I'm just exhaling the entire way, which really feels wild because your lungs are like deflating like a balloon. And bends are a total different thing too. It's nitrogen. That's hard to explain, but it's kind of like breathing the air at a certain depth for long enough. You supersaturate your blood with nitrogen, and then as you come up, it's like you're opening up a soda, and then those bubbles happen in your joints.
Gotcha.
So that's the bends.
All right. Well
anyway, I just thought I'd help with that. I mean,
you helped
really
a great
cool.
deal.
Someone, thanks, Frank.
Well, before you leave, real quick. I mean, obviously, you've got this that's going on. What about just a general question about greatest physical feat of your life? Was there any one thing you did? Like, for example, I have somebody over here, Ginster in the audience, put this in the thread about 7 hours ago. They said, greatest physical feat of my life was lifting my elderly father off the bathroom floor after he fell like I was Superwoman. It caused some physical problems for me afterwards, but it was worth it. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be a competitive situation, but Yeah,
I grew up with Bill Bixby on, the Hulk. It always took a long time for him to turn into the Hulk, but no, it's just an adrenaline rush. I mean, I think things happen that we don't understand with our nervous system in a moment like that. I don't know. I don't have any answers for that, except I could hold my breath. I used to jump in the pool and swim underwater for like 50 yards, hold my breath. So I know what it's kind of like.
All right.
That record was. Yeah. But anyway, Frank, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And did I talk too fast?
No, you're doing great. Thank you so much, Mark. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you, brother. Bye-bye.
You got it. Yeah, there's Mark. Yeah, Mark's coming to the Jamboree. There's quite a few. We're talking about, I don't know, it's about 140 people now. It's going to be great. Really is. I can't wait. Starting to be a little bit less worried and a little bit more excited because so many boxes have been checked. Anywho, and I just got a set of pictures sent to me by my mother and Lauren. They took Aurora to scoot around on her scooter down at the boardwalk tonight. What a nice time. Looked beautiful. Sun going down. Looks beautiful. I'll have to look at those later. Oh, there's a video as well. Oh, great. Something for me to be excited about later on. There's a physical feat for Aurora. Went the entire boardwalk on her scooter. That tracks for a 4-year-old. Let's see here. Peter says 800 kilometers on a 250 with a spring east. A spring seat. Oh, okay. On a 250 with a spring seat, I was walking like Rafiki for a week afterwards. It was dumb rookie decision, but I followed through. I had the thing fully pinned for hours straight. All right. On the 250, you want to know what that looks like? Right there. 800 kilometers. Okay. Let's go. 251, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Frank. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I just want to give you a call. You're looking for a free diver?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I'm not a complete free diver, but I've free dived for about 30 years plus, and I'm more of a spear fisherman. But the reason I had to become a free diver is because I got the bends.
You got what?
The bends.
Okay.
So, the bends is because your lungs have to vent off nitrogen as you ascend. And I think I was dehydrated a little bit. So when I came up, I got a nitrogen bubble lodged in my spinal cord. So then they had to put me in a recompression chamber. And I broke a world record for being in the chamber. I was in there 4.5 days.
Jeez. Now, okay. All right. Wait. I got 2 questions. First one is you come out of the water, and when did you know you were in trouble? And did people tell you were in trouble right away? Or is it just something you just found yourself getting? Yeah, I don't know. What were the symptoms? Tell me when you knew you were in trouble.
No symptoms coming up. As soon as I hit the surface, my head started spinning. So I managed to get my air tank off, dive belt, my weight belt, hand it up. I let go of the ladder, and the current took me away from the boat. When I tried to kick back to the boat, my legs wasn't working due to that hit. So the guys on the boat threw a rope to me, and I managed to grab it with a hand and pulled it. They pulled me to the boat, and I just felt hands all over my wetsuit, dragging me into the boat. And I felt air bubbles under my neck. I think they call that a pneumothorax or something like that. But anyway, then they put me on a chopper and took me to the nearest chamber, which I'm down here on the Alabama Gulf Coast. So they took me to the hospital, put me in a chamber, but that chamber could only take me down 60 feet. But I was diving at 100 feet. So to get that out of your system, they've got to push you down deeper than where you were. So they put one table on me at the hospital at 60 feet. I came up, no improvement. So they took me to New Orleans, where they work on offshore divers. And they put me in that chamber and pushed me down to 190 feet. And they said, leave him there till you see some improvement.
Now wait.
So when they pushed me,
okay. Real quick, what is the chamber? Or when you tell me you're in this chamber now, the first thing I'm thinking about is your head sticking out like it's an iron lung. What does the chamber look like?
You are in the chamber, just like that movie. I think recently, The Last Breath. They put your whole body in the chamber. A nurse goes in with you, and the nurse that went in the chamber with me got the bends on our ascent. I mean, that's like I said. I mean, she was in her wire. Pauline was her name. So they pushed me down. As soon as I wiggled my toes, they said, "All right, bring him up." They could only bring me up, I think, 1.5 foot per hour. Wow. Because that nitrogen and all that has a vent back out through your lungs. I mean, I was breathing probably nitrox, which is a mixture of oxygen and nitrogen. But 4.5 days later, I walked out of that chamber by the grace of God, okay? Believe me, I did a lot of praying. And, but, prayers are answered, let's put it that way.
When you say that I felt the air bubbles under my neck, are you talking about, like, it's almost as if air bubbles are forming inside of, like, muscle tissue, or is it all in your throat? Like, where did you feel these bubbles?
It's between your muscles and your skin. I think it comes out of your lungs. You know, because you're down there. When you go down at depth, like the earlier caller said, you know, your whole body shrinks. It's not just your lungs. You could put on a weight belt and go dive into 160 or 70 feet. You can actually slip your weight belt off. That's how much your whole body has compressed.
That's
then when
incredible.
you come back up, you know, I mean, it's weird. It's weird, okay? But that's just the way it is.
No, you know what's weirder is that, or not even weird, but incredible, is that everything that you just described right there, that system, what was happening to you as somebody who's down deep when that started happening to people? Once we started having the chance to go deeper and deeper underwater, and we discovered the bends, you know, I mean, it had to be discovered. You know, there was a time when, hey, let's just see how deep we can go. You didn't know that you were screwing yourself coming up. So there was probably, God knows how many people just popped off and died, and there was no way to even explain what happened. So first you had to figure out what was going on inside the body, and then create the technology to be able to depressurize and understand the protocol to bring you down to 160 feet, even though you're in a hospital somewhere, and then go up an hour, 10 feet an hour or whatever the hell it was. It's just incredible, the trial.
Yeah, 1.5 foot an hour. They have to bring you up. You have to vent that gas out through your lungs, and they bring you to the surface. But you know, when you're just diving, you know, when you're diving, even a scuba diver, that's what I was doing at that time. You're supposed to follow your smallest bubble to the surface. Never hold your breath. Now, if you find your situation going up faster than you should be, just exhale, blow and go, they call it. But you know, I was spearfishing. And now one time, I've shot a big amberjack, a 60-pound amberjack. I was probably about 90 or 100 feet deep. Well, that amberjack wanted to go down. I want to go up. You know, my mask was just about to blow off my face. I mean, that dive was no problem.
Okay.
And this dive that I made that I got the Brainz on was just a night dive off some wreck out in the Gulf. And it was just a fluke.
No, okay, wait. You're telling me you said you were diving down to a wreck the night that this happened to you, and it was at night?
Yeah, it was about midnight.
You are nuts. You're nuts.
Well, you know, my most
in the
peaceful
water
time.
I'm not going down to you. No. You went down to a shipwreck at midnight. I'm not going in the water at night at all. You went down to a shipwreck at midnight. You have balls that I can't even imagine. I would never do that.
The nighttime is so peaceful. I mean, you got the sky, everything's so beautiful. And it's like earlier call said, it's a mindset, okay? I mean, you just stick your mind to it and do it, okay? It's just, and I tell you, they told me, I said, never scuba dive again. I said, okay, but I still love to spearfish. So I continue to spearfish free diving. And I've shot a world record, 2005. I got a world record for a fish, and
well,
I've just been
what's the record? Because that's your physical feat of the night. What's the record?
It was a mangrove snapper. It was 13 pounds, 8 ounces. I believe the trophy's in there on the wall. I had to come outside because of the cell, but that was 2005. And then on another note, which your biker buddy, it cannot come to my mind right now. He lives on the West Coast.
Zoso dude.
Yeah, Zoso dude. Now I know he's done this. I've ridden 1,000 miles in under 24 hours on a motorcycle. And I'm sure he probably has too. But that's hard to do too. That's an all-night ride.
I've got a friend over here that just he just said 800 kilometers on a 250 with a spring seat. He was walking like a monkey from the Lion King for a week afterwards. That's what he said. That's what happened to him afterwards. But listen, caller, thank you so much for this. You brought so much to the show tonight.
They call that an iron butt ride, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sure you're gonna have to do some squats after that, get some muscle tone back. But this was great.
Well, there's a lot to it, Frank. But hey, I enjoy your show. I'm a subscriber, one of those little weaklings subscribers. But I watch you, as much as I can. Let's put it that way. I'm still working, so you know how it is.
Listen, there is no weaklings or anything else like that. This is if I had if there's 1% more of the audience were like you and threw in just a little bit, we'd be, the forecast for 2026 would be a lot different than what we're planning right now. I'd like to get a lot more bold. So thank you for putting your faith behind us, and I'm glad you're having a good time.
I hear you, brother, and all the best to Lauren and Aurora, too, and all the Franklies and Franciscans out there.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much, my man. That is ballsy. There was a lot in there. Okay, so he had his fishing moment. I don't know what that fish is, but 13 pounds, if that's a world record, it must be something. But if you are going to the night that he got the bends, so that means he was not only going down to a shipwreck at midnight, but he was going down to the site of a shipwreck at midnight, well over 100 feet down. Far enough for him to get the bends. That was just... Did anybody else just clam up when you heard that? Oh, man. Anyway, we're going to do more of this when we come back from our little break. And here's what I want to thank you. I want to thank my sponsors, Signals, for tonight. By way of Keto Brainz, of course, but Signals, you remember our friend Chanel out there. Signals, ladies and gentlemen, a clean, bioavailable, let me get off the screen, bioavailable whole food shake designed to satisfy your body on a biological level. It is sourced all from animals. This isn't just a protein powder. It's a modern food technology that taps into your body's own satiety. I say satiety, but satiety signals to leave you nourished and focused and free from cravings. You got to go to feedyoursignals.com. Use promo code Frankly at checkout. Feed Your Signals. It's incredible what people out there in the audience are already doing with so many of the sponsors' products out there. This morning, I didn't even have coffee today. I had the Verso morning being, and that worked out nice. But this Signals, there's some people in the audience who have created their own special concoctions with this. Like I said, it's a meal replacement, so it's really good stuff. And go check it out. The link is in the description below. They're also on the affiliates page. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Perpetual Health Minute, brought to you by Quite Frankly. Today, we're highlighting another sponsor for the September 5th and 6th Quite Frankly Jamboree. Get your tickets now. So today, the brand up is Signals. What is Signals? Signals is a meal replacement shake, but it is so much more than that. And so I want to go through today with you the unique properties of Signals, what they add, what they remove, and also how I use Signals and how you might use it as well. So let's first take a look on your screen. The first thing you'll notice is that, a full scoop of Signals is almost 400 calories. So this is literally a meal replacement. You're getting 33 grams of protein, and you're getting 20 grams of high quality fat. The fat's coming from things like MCT oil, cocoa butter, and olive oil. Now, you can use this in multiple ways. If you want to do a full meal replacement, a lot of times what I do is I also add in another scoop of my favorite vanilla or chocolate protein powder to up the protein content. So now you're getting about 50 grams of protein and close to 500 calories. So that is a true meal replacement. But you can also use it as just a post-workout. So sometimes I'll cut it in half and I'll add in my favorite protein powder. So then you're getting around 35 or maybe 40 grams of protein, but you're getting half the calories. So you're changing the protein to calorie ratio. So you can really kind of work this however you want. But the most important thing you're doing here is you're eating nose to tail. So I want you to take a look on your screen. These are the things that you're getting when you're taking a Signals shake. You're getting nose to tail, liver, kidney, spleen, pancreas, heart, and brain. So this is not your everyday post-workout gym bro shake. And then if you look on the right-hand side, you'll see the things that Signal is leaving out. No soy, no GMOs, no fillers, no artificial flavors or sweeteners, no carrageenan, which is highly inflammatory, and no seed oils. That's probably one of the most important things. No seed oils. So again, if you're looking for a meal replacement, this will do it. If you're looking for a super nutrient-dense and portable shake, this will cover that as well. And there are a variety of different ways you can use it, as I just explained to you, but experiment, play around with it. Let us know what you think. If you want to try Signals, you can go to their website, feedyoursignals.com, feedyoursignals.com. perpetualhealth.com. And of course, if you want to follow me, you can find me at perpetualhealth.substack.com. You can go to our Rumble channel, Perpetual Health CO. But for now, and as always, back to the show.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for taking just a moment for us to talk about these really wonderful companies that allowed us to do this thing this year, because it takes a lot of money to put on events like this. It's certainly not a venture to make money. It is a venture to say we did it, and it was a wonderful time, and we couldn't have done it without these really high quality sponsors and help. So patronize them, because they helped us, so please help them. Wonderful stuff. All right, let's see. 914-200-0269. 914-200-0269. We're talking about your most incredible feats. Human feats for the evening. Let's see here. I've got Joe Martinez. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Is that from last year? Oh, no, that's tonight. Shotzi and Joe Martinez, thank you both so much for your super chats tonight. Well, right now, like I said, we have this SpaceX patch and an ounce of silver, a round of silver of 9.999 pure, a troy ounce. And Joe and Shotzi they've got really good odds. They've got really good odds right now. Oh, and Linda Love. Linda Love says we're going cold plunging at midnight on VIP night, September 5th. Frank's guiding us into the ocean. Woohoo. Nope. No. But listen, I can, the best thing, oh, actually, no, I can't even point you toward the beach, because you wouldn't be able to get onto the beach. You get arrested if you go on the beach at night. But I think that's one of the things that I'm not worried about this year. This time, for the last couple of years, I've been thinking about, okay, well, Jay Gulanello's health retreat. I'm going to go and be among the madness and the fun and all that stuff. But it was always just kind of tainted by the stress of knowing that there was going to be a cold plunge, and I just didn't want to do it. Well, thankfully, there's going to be none of that this year. In fact, instead of a cold plunge, there's going to be an open bar, even though I don't drink, so it doesn't matter. So I don't drink. So an open bar full of seltzer. That's it. Instead of a cold plunge, I'm going to be having a cold seltzer. So maybe next year somebody will be cold plunging, but not today. Let's see. Tony the Joe says, give me that patch. Oh, you know what? Let me put this down. Linda, Tony the Joe, give me that patch. Not just a patch. Silver, my friend. Jay Semo says, I don't think anyone was aware of the bends until it was reported at the Brooklyn Bridge construction, and the workers weren't underwater. They were working in dry. Okay, so that was all the dry. So you're talking about as they're building out and pumping out all the water from what would be the foundation. That's incredible. It's not even in the water. See, I knew that they had to, build something to get into the sediment there and then pump it all out to be able to put the foundation in there. So that's something I didn't even consider. I learned about that. That was another thing. That's why I love books like the Devil in the White City. It was a book that was it was turned into a really interesting narrative. So you're following along. It felt like a murder mystery kind of a movie, detectives and all that stuff. But it was just filled with information. And of course, talking about construction techniques and so many things that were going on coming out of the Gilded Age here in the United States into approaching the 20th century. And that's where I first saw that. So Jay, thank you so much for that. I'll be checking that out, and I'll getting a little bit more insight onto that. So Jay Semo, let me put him into the running. Who else do we have? Tommy Jekyll says, off topic, Frank, but is $15 enough to bribe Jay to never present on your show in a purple Barney suit? Well, why would you have to give Jay $15 for him to never do it? Did he say he was? I don't know. I actually would love to see Jay lower himself to that level and wear the Barney suit again. And just, I would actually really like that, to be honest. But I can ask him, Tommy, and he's probably listening. I mean, he usually listens to the show as he's traveling about. Tommy Jekyll, who I believe is one of our winners from last week that still has not reached out to me. Tommy, let's go. Love you, Tommy. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Let me see. Over on quitefrankly.tv, on pilled.net, Nathan says, killing it tonight, Frank. Thanks, man. Well, thank you, Nathan. And it was great having you hang out with us on Saturday. Delona says, I can burp the alphabet. Sorry, guys, I'm taken. See, that's what I'm talking about. If that's it, bring it to the show. You don't have to call it and say, I scaled the Empire State Building like King Kong. If you did, then let's go. But if you can burp the alphabet, and that's really the pinnacle of what of what you would call a special talent, then please feel free. Sharon says, thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you, Sharon, for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Silly Boris says, great show, Frank. Thank you, Silly. And the Sentinel, great show, Frank. Hi ho, silver away. Great callers tonight. Indeed. So you can call in 914-200-0269, 914-200-0269, and I'm going to get back to what the audience said in the thread over here. TL Spud says, hot summer day in Southern California, passenger seat of my girlfriend's 280Z, windows down, freshly armor-alled dashboard, unopened pack of girlfriend's Marlboro 100s on the dash, high-speed left turn, cigarettes fly out the window, my arm instinctively darts out, catches the cigs at full extension between index and middle finger, girlfriend thinks I'm a ninja. Damn. First of all, Spud, I'm so happy that was the extent of this. When you said high-speed left turn, I'm thinking, oh no, they're turning over. This is going to be another I had to lift the car off of her moments. So I'm so happy that that's not where this went. But the cigarette's flying out the window and you boom, and you just grab it between index and middle finger. So it was boom. If you didn't get laid that night, then I don't know what the hell you needed to do. That was pretty cool. And totally admissible. You're in the running here. Ahab says, I once puked. Oh, here we go. All the way from the front door to the mailbox. About 30 feet. Does that count? I told you we got some of these. Yeah, I guess so. It's a physical feat. From the front door to the mailbox. Just kept going. To hell with it. I was expecting a package. And then Dan Rankema actually tagged Grok. He tagged Grok and asked Grok who had the longest fart. And Grok responded in the thread and said, while Guinness doesn't officially track it, urban legend credits Bernard Clemens with a 2-minute, 42-second fart. More verifiable, professional flatulist, Mr. Methane, has a documented 59-second one. Either way, that's some gas. So Grok to the rescue. I think that's the first time anybody's ever commented with a request for Grok to assist with something. NPC Nightly News said double gainer off of a diving board. Let me see what a double gainer is. Let's see here. Double gainer diving board. Everybody call into the show. 914. We're going to be doing some reactions in a little bit. You only have about 5 more minutes or so to get your story in, because then I want to watch some video with you. That's going to comprise next week's this Saturday's episode of Joy Scrolling. Hold on, let me see. Double gainer off a diving board. Okay, hold on a second. Turn this off. Turn that off. Put this up. Maybe this is real. I don't know if it's real or it's just BS.
It's going.
So what is that? A double backflip? Either way, pretty good. I'd never done that before. Either way, that's what it is. So, okay, pretty cool. I'll give it to you. Not going to take it away. I could run a mile. This is PJ. I could run a mile in 3 minutes, 56 seconds for a few years when I was young. I could run a 10-miler pretty quick too. Never put it to use. It was just part of me from my competitive hockey training. A sub 4 minute mile is pretty damn cool. Damn, man. Quarter mile in less than a minute. On average. I'm trying to think about that. We used to go to the high school track to either work out. You know, the girls would meet us up there. They would walk. We would run. Stop, do our workouts. Everybody just, we would meet at the track for years at nighttime, especially during this time of year where it's really just beautiful outside. And I just think about just doing that lap, doing that quarter mile lap around the football field in a hair under a minute, and then doing that 4 times. That's really impressive. I mean, the 7-minute mile is the standard, but 3:56 that's pretty good, PJ. Let's take a call. Who is this? This is Sentinel?
No, it's Molly.
Molly, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that Rembrandt painted 90 self-portraits in a year, or over his lifetime.
Okay.
He's known for that. Well, you even have the evidence that I painted 100 self-portraits in a year.
Yes, I do. Got your book.
Yes.
So you beat out Rembrandt in something.
Yes, I did.
Is that considered? Wait. Is Rembrandt? Is that fact about Rembrandt considered a world record or something, or is that just a happy fact about him?
That's a happy fact about him.
Hey,
no other artist has ever been cited as having painted more than that.
Well, you know what? In baseball, there are a few things. There are a few stats that will automatically get you into the Hall of Fame. From an offensive standpoint, if you get that, for example, 500 home runs, you're automatically in there. That's something about that. So I would, just using that stat as an example, I would say that if you hit the 100 self-portraits mark, that should get you in the Hall of Fame somewhere, Molly.
Well, I would think so.
Yes.
I would think so. But, no one, I guess, didn't think about contacting anybody about it. That was a goal of mine, to paint that year.
Well,
so that's what I did.
The fact that it comprised a book, that's, I mean, hell, that's you can send the evidence to anybody who needs to see it. It's all in one publication, so that's great.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon.
Okay, it's a physical feat. I am accepting it, and thank you for the call.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. In fact, some of Molly's work is going to Molly. You sent me a whole bunch of small prints, and fun things that I'd love to. We're going to be working into being able to give out to people at the jamboree and stuff. So I want to be able to get some of that into some bags and some fun things, and also maybe I'll just give away on air some stuff too. I love the little package you sent us recently.
Oh well, I'm glad. I'm so excited.
Good. Stay excited. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So there's Molly. Okay. Steve Ellis says, who will indict and prosecute the 700 people arrested? 700 people arrested in Washington, D.C.? I don't know, but it depends on what it is. I wish that somebody can tell me how that can be processed. Depending on what the crimes are, is it really everything? I guess everybody does get a court date, unless you just plea them out. Maybe it's just plea deals. Hell, I don't know. You think about all the thousands of people that they screwed over with January 6th. They definitely have the ability to go after a couple of hundred. Especially when it's real crimes. Kobe Shumway, thank you so much for the super chat. Running on empty, thank you. Says, good evening to you. Sherry P says, Frank, free diving at midnight, possum in hand. Why would you even say that? That just made it so much worse. But that is ballsy, though. Now, I put all of you guys in the list there. Jay Britt says, good evening, Frank. I just received my first order of a Verso morning blend and evening being today. I'm excited to try it starting tonight. Great discussions tonight. Thanks. Evening being, I take my... So if I've been trying to go to bed before midnight. It's rough, but I've actually been getting into bed around 11:45. It's progress, okay? It's better than 1. So I'll take my evening being, which, like I said, tangy, awesome, got all the magnesium stuff, relaxing you, no melatonin and all that shit. There's no drowsiness, but you just feel you feel chilled out. And I love that saffron yellow. I'm just mad about saffron. So I think about the whole time, Donovan. And then just before I go to bed, that's when I pop the BPC. The BPC 157. So that's been good too. And then the morning being. Thanks for that, Jay. Soul of Jared. Good to see Jared out there. All right, Dana the Powerful said, hi, host Silver. Well, good. McAllen, what's up? Speaking of, that didn't go through. 914-200-0269. We're only got 2 more minutes worth for calls because then we're going into something else. So come as you are, as they say. Kay Landry says, I love the show, like always. Just wondering when Chris Ann Hall will be back. Hopefully soon. I was really close to getting Chris Ann Hall and JC to come to the Jamboree, but it just didn't work out. They were about to fly in direct from Arkansas. It just didn't work out. But I think she's sending a couple of copies of her book to go into several types of baskets and fun things for people to win and all that stuff. So next time, and I'm hoping that everything that I'm trying to establish funding wise for the show will provide me with a way to fly people like Chris Ann Hall in for at least a yearly visit. I got to be able to do what some of the other shows are able to do, even though they rake in tens of thousands of dollars a night sometimes. Still, where there's a will, there's a way. We got to bring people on. 956, who's this?
Hey, this is Roosevelt to Coolsville.
Okay.
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going well. Am I on speakerphone?
No, what I'm doing is I'm seeing your video here on Rumble.
Yeah, but you sound like you're 10 miles away. So am I on speakerphone?
Well, it's just because I'm in a different country, man.
Oh,
because my dad got deported.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what to say, but I can't listen to that. Anyway, let's see here. Kay Landry, thank you so much. The Sentinel says, great show, Frank. Hi ho, Silver away. Indeed. And then Dana the Powerful says, hi ho, Silver as well. So what does that mean? Somebody hedging their bets under multiple names, multiple platforms? Dana the Powerful. Anyhow, everybody's in. Okay. All right, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Now we're going to do a little bit of media. So what I have here with you guys is a collection of videos. Many have been sent in from people and submitted from people on the Discord. There's a submission chat in the Discord. You can drop things into the Discord there. We grab a whole bunch of stuff out of there. My policy is I try to just get the gist of what it may be based on the title of the video. There are some things that I saw that I said, I got to put this into the mix. And so I try to keep the surprise factor big, but who cares? It's one way or another, it's going to be a fun time together. Are you ready? All right, first one up tonight. Let's see here. Let's joy scroll a little bit. All right, what is this? Okay, this was sent in. It looks like a bug video or something like that. Here we go.
Кажется, сейчас будет шок-контент.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's my backyard. That's that's my backyard between June 1st and October 15th.
Я что?
Okay, I didn't know that I didn't know there's 2 Russian people and a dog living in my backyard. This is news to me. What the hell, man? Where the hell are they? God, those are all mosquitoes? That is just gross. Those are all mosquitoes? I mean, that is just flamethrower. It's all right. We're not getting out. We're burning our way out of this tent, and then we're burning the whole tent down. And that will be our service for the world. Good God. All right, well, that's the end of that one. Who's this? Okay, someone's Filipino wife shows her way of catching mosquitoes in the house. Speaking of mosquitoes.
What are you doing now?
Catching mosquitoes.
How?
Just with this. A plate with oil.
There's a plate with oil in it, she says.
And look what I got.
Oh.
Look at that. That's my new... Wait lang. I'm still catching more. Look. Yes, I got it.
Nice.
Look at that.
Why are there so many mosquitoes in the house? What's going on? Who left the window open? Oil on a plate, though. Well, that makes sense if you have that many mosquitoes running around your house. I'd rather get one of those electric fly swatters where it looks like a tennis racket, but it's electrified.
That one.
Okay, well, so there you go, everybody. A little bit of oil on your steak dish. Then, of course, you can use that plate for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Sunday dinner with the family. Put your penny on that next time. You already have the oil. You get out some bread and dip it in the oil. Put some salt and pepper on that. You're ready to go. So, much like something else I learned. I saw someone show how you can get helium balloons down from high ceilings if the balloon loses its strings. You put ice cold water in a spray bottle, and then you squirt the balloon from a distance with the cold water. And apparently it causes enough of a pressure change inside of the balloon that the balloon begins to descend. So, that's not, I haven't tried it yet, but why would somebody on the internet lie? So just keep that in mind next time you lose a balloon. All right, what is this next one we have over here? Hold on.
What are you doing now?
Oh, we already did that one. Okay, what is this? Gender fluid dog? All right. Okay, let's do it.
Hi!
Can you tell me about your dog?
This is Honey. He is a gay, gender fluid, golden retriever Afghan hound mix.
Yes! How did you know that he was gay?
We have another dog named Charlie. He's about 7 years older than Honey, and they are completely...
We don't need any more of that. Was that real? I don't know. It doesn't. It seems like it could be very real. It's probably real. If that was a skit, then it's reflecting something that's real somewhere close by. It's no longer satire, so I don't know what to say about that. I mean, the obvious factor is the first thing is this: how dare you assume Honey's breed, you goose-stepping moron? How dare you assume the breed? But secondly, the other thing I wonder about when I see a video like this is how much bullying is just enough.
Hi!
Can you tell me about your dog?
This is Honey. He is a gay, gender fluid, golden retriever Afghan hound mix.
Yes!
How much bullying is just enough? That's my question. Because obviously in this the society that we live in right now, the X factor is the teachers. Okay? Teachers, compliant parents, all that stuff. What's being taught, what's being encouraged, what's being enabled. Teachers weren't just keeping children in a gender binary 25 years ago and then all the thousands of years before that. Nature was. You know what I'm talking about? So obviously, you know, say, well, we need to bully people again. I don't know. I mean, people are being deliberately allowed to be very openly, publicly, and proudly dysfunctional. So, I mean, bullying people who are already damaged afterwards is only going to rush them into an early grave. So the real question is, what the hell did the teachers, how many do the teachers need to get bullied? That said, I don't like the thought. You say, well, I see a lot of people in comments, bring back bullying. I don't like the thought of good kids needlessly getting their spirits crushed for no reason by heartless assholes. You know, I don't like that thought. I had enough of that myself. But there's got to be a happy medium. There's got to be a happy medium. It's apparent to me, at least, that we need just enough adversity to prevent people from ever being comfortable projecting gender fluidity onto dogs and, God forbid, children. How do we do that? What's the happy medium there? Okay, we need just enough adversity. I don't just want everybody to be bullied here, but we got to prevent this. Can we just prevent this? It's not funny, Frank. Stop it. Okay, let's see. Next one up. What is this?
You're getting some good dead wife material.
Wait, dead wife material? Hold on, wait. Hold on.
You're getting some good dead wife material.
Oh. Okay. It's dark, but it's funny. It's dark. That's some dark shit, but that's funny. I gotta hand it to her. It's brave humor, but it's perfectly done. You think about all those like Hallmark videos or you know, the Me TV videos where there's a tragic death or something. Hold on. Where's the link for this? I want to look at the comments. Here we go. The comments. She lit up every room. Fly with me, Richard. Yes. No, that's perfect. One of those kind of moments in the movie where they go back and the wife that's dead, there's this kind of like a fly with me, Richard. Don't worry, Richard. I'm a pilot. It's what I do. It's all for you. And her name was Jessica, like every other dead wife. Cut to grizzled man taking a sip of straight Malort from the bottle and dragged from the cigarette of dimly lit room. Yeah. Oh, God. Every damn movie. I get it. It's kind of like a John, like I said, dark, but it's funny when you think about the kind of the trope from film. God, I hate it. Anyway, let's go. Let's keep doing this. What else do we have here? The funniest criminal arrest ever. Is this it? No, that's not it. No, okay. Good cop or bad cop? Here we go.
Can you remember that I told you that I'm non-binary?
Yeah, I'll try my hardest. I'll refer to you as Kai, right?
Yes.
Perfect. I need to know if you have any injuries or anything that would prevent you from doing a standard walk or a turn tonight.
Mental health.
Any physical injuries?
Mental, yeah. But no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Mental, PTSD, depression, anxiety.
I get you.
What else you want?
Now with your right.
Okay, so no physical injuries, just injuries that your teachers and your parents gave you.
Foot, place it in front of your left in a heel-to-toe touching manner with your arms by your side, just like this, ma'am.
Can you not call me ma'am, please?
I'm trying my hardest.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Okay, well.
Okay.
It means a lot to me.
I'm trying my
I
hardest.
don't feel like a man, so.
Okay.
It's kind of triggering.
Right foot in front of your left. Nope, go back.
I'm sorry, but the whole man thing, just like,
I apologize. Let's see if we can move forward from it. You have 0 questions?
The whole ma'am thing? Oh, God. No, yeah, it's good cop. Good cop, crazy person.
no, but I just wanted to tell you that I suffer from really bad anxiety, especially with generational trauma and PTSD.
Oh, generational trauma. Yeah, I had ancestors that died at the Battle of Thermopylae. That's what happened. I had a great 10-time great uncle that died at the Colosseum, torn apart by lions. I haven't gotten over it yet. PTSD around what?
Around white people and cops, like.
Oh well, we better just erase all the laws on the books. Don't want you to be uncomfortable about around the whites. I wish we can all just be comfortable in what we're uncomfortable with, huh? Wish we could. Jeez.
It's just.
I'm going to speak with you right over here, okay?
No.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and place your hands behind your back.
Don't, dude.
Don't make it hard.
Please.
Don't make it hard.
No,
Don't. You're going to get a resistance.
Dude,
You're going to get a resistance.
I don't.
Don't resist.
Don't.
Listen to me. Don't resist.
Don't. You're being a white man and.
Stop it. You're being a white man. I can't help it. I can't help it. In fact, I feel myself getting whiter as the day goes on. I'm as white as the day is long, ma'am. Oh!
Don't. I followed all of your shit. Like, I'm an indigenous person like you guys.
I'm an indigenous person. What else can I say? Is there any other thing I can say? Gee, she went through the list. She went through the whole list. I can't. Yeah, well, okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better from there. Here we go. Funniest. Well, here's the funny arrest. I have not seen this one yet. I have not seen this one in full yet. I saw like the first 15 seconds. I think this is going to be good. Funniest arrest ever.
On the ground. It's really good. You fast, bro, but you ain't fast on drugs. I just want you to know, you ain't get me. I got you. Don't tase me. That shit just stings. My safe word is pineapple juice.
Put your hands behind your back, both hands.
It's warm.
Stay just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh.
Cross your ankles.
We gonna take pictures?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go.
He sounds like Donkey from Shrek. Who is this guy?
You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like that.
Ooh. Oh, that's cute. Oh, watch your hands, bro. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters. You want to put those in your pocket? That is change. You know how long it took me to acquire those?
Oh, man. I hope this guy gets off the drugs because he's brilliant. That is change. He's talking about quarters as if it's like some kind of like a Pokemon or something like that. An actual Pokemon. Like a gym badge or something like that. Shows you how old I am. Do you know how long it took me to acquire those coins?
Some of those are limited edition. Well, that's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D.
This guy's perfect. He's definitely geeked, though. He is geeked.
Watch your fingers, booty hole man. He's strong. Every strong man got a sensitive side. What's your safe word? Hey, real talk though, in my car, I got snacks. Would you mind getting my snacks for me?
Huh? No.
Remember what I said?
I hope that guy comes to the jamboree. It'd probably be a problem. It'd probably be an issue. But it would be a lasting memory. And there'll be a decent amount of security there. So, you know, wow. I might have to watch that one again. 841? I'm going to have to watch that one again.
On the ground.
It's really good. You fast, bro, but you ain't fast on drugs. I just want you to know, you ain't get me. I got you. Don't tase me. That shit.
See, that's really polite of him. He came back. He's like, listen, I could run away. This night is over right there. You can't catch me. I'm coming back. I'm surrendering myself. I want to be a good sport. So just don't tase me, bro. That shit stings.
Just stings. My safe word is pineapple juice.
Put your hands behind your back, both hands.
It's warm.
Stay just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh.
Cross your
We
ankles.
gonna take pictures?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go. You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like that.
Ooh. Oh, that's cute. Oh, watch your hands, bud. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters.
That's the best part. He's actually saying, don't do drugs. He's warning everybody, don't do drugs, kids. Look at me. What do you think he's on, everybody? What do you think he's on?
Wanna put those in your pocket? That is change. You know how long it took me to acquire those?
Great. That's the best line in this whole thing.
Some of those are limited edition.
Limited edition quarters. It's probably the Sacagaweas.
Well, that's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D.
I love the inflection in his voice. That's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D. Carries a flash drive in his back pocket with his personal nudes on it. This guy's a problem.
Watch your fingers, booty hole man.
Booty hole man. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough. The safe word tonight, everybody, is pineapple. You know what we're going to do from now on, if I can remember. Probably won't. Tomorrow, if I can remember, tomorrow I should make a safe word every night. All right, what is this? Costco? This is from comedian Matt O'Brien on Instagram. Every Halloween, Costco just put out its Halloween stuff. All right, let's go for it.
Well, it's that time of year again. Time to
head on down to Costco to buy a giant punk rock skeleton. The economy is literally tanking, but you just spent $150 on a life-size ornament that stands on your lawn, and you think it's pretty cool, but then you start to think that people will try to it because it's the size of a real person, and you know that perverts like to find a creative way to satisfy themselves. So you put up a sign that says, "Please don't my skeleton," but then after a while you start to get even more paranoid and think that maybe people weren't even thinking about trying to your skeleton, and that maybe the sign implies that some people might want to try it, so it's actually encouraging people to do it. So you take it back to Costco to return it, but the person at returns refuses to take it because they said they can't take items that have been and you say, "I knew it!" And then the person starts to think that you're the guy that it.
Oh my gosh, what a roller coaster of unhinged emotion. I loved it. Now, every Halloween without fail, that happens to me. Every Halloween without fail. The pervert part was hilarious. Who's the pervert again?
Well,
he there he is. There he is. You don't want this pervert to be satisfied, do you? No way. No way. Keep that life-size skeleton out of there. Matt O'Brien on Instagram. Okay. I'm with it. What's this? What's this here? Talking about it. Okay, here we go. A roller coaster. Roller coaster of emotions. Yo, here's one. So this one I did watch on my own, and I thought it was really great. There's this guy who went into a Buffalo Wild Wings, and apparently everybody in the Buffalo Wild Wings was giving him money to continue to try winning specifically a Hello Kitty doll from one of those claw grabber toys. You know, the claw comes down and you try to grab the plush animal or whatever the hell you wanted, and it always just kind of like grazes over the head and you can barely ever win one. Some of you are probably really good at that. Good for you. Apparently, this effort to get this Hello Kitty doll out of the claw grabber game became a restaurant-wide effort that everyone became personally invested in. And I think it's just fantastic. Take a look. He's got it. That is fantastic. Everybody in that room was friends at that point. This is awesome. I just loved it. And then I went to the comments, and everybody was thinking the same thing. Here's some of the comments. This symbolizes how easy it is for dudes to support each other. It's hard to explain it fully, somebody else says, but this is what life is all about. You're right. It's these little moments here is what life is all about. These are the moments we talk about that seemingly have no cosmic significance, but have all, it's just so valuable. Someone else says, we found love in a hopeless place. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. To the staff member is so goated, he pulled out the chair and said, get up there. And he's holding it up in the head. It's just incredible. Society wins. This is what life is all about. Yeah, no, man, that's a Rudy moment right there. That is a Rudy moment right there. Nobody, especially at that game, nobody wins that damn game. How many millions of dollars has been just stolen from people by that game alone? This was sent in by AK. This is the last one of the night. This is, she said, Frank, would you do this for Aurora one day if she asked you to? And let's see what it is.
What's up? Dad, I just got pulled over for a speeding ticket.
What happened?
Yeah, I just got pulled over. I told the cop, though, that I was speeding because you were passed out, and I was speeding to help you. Yeah, well, now the cop's following me back home, and we're about to be back. You have to like pretend to pass out or something.
Oh, you're a jackass.
Please.
You're an idiot. But that's bullshit.
Please,
How far are you? How far are you?
like 2 minutes. There's a cop behind me too.
Fuck. Okay.
Just pretend you like passed out mowing the lawn or something.
Right, I'll do it. Dumbass.
Dad, are you okay?
Where are the cops, Dominic? Where are the cops? We're doing this for you, you dumb fuck. Where are the cops? I don't see how this
Are you
is
fucking
funny.
with us?
You're
an asshole.
You're an idiot.
God, I'm not helping you again. I'm not helping you
You're an
again
idiot. I
for
hurt my
anything.
back bend. You're a fucking idiot.
Now you finish the fucking lawn.
You know, I think I would do that for Aurora. And if she pulled that on me, I think that's like the limit of a prank. I think that's the limit of what I believe is like, that's the rear wall. That is the threshold of what a prank is before it gets into something more serious. Okay. You know, it was only a speeding ticket versus anything else that could have happened. It's not a hostage situation. And I can deal with that. I think I would be down with that. So yeah, that's the verdict on that one. I think I would help her out. Whether or not Lauren would cradle my head and kind of like sprinkle water on my lips until, you know, I think Lauren would do that too. So Lauren, just get down, help me, come on, just feed me the water. I think that she would help. I think we can do that. We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do that one day. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys. It's wonderful to have had you here. Oh, you know what? There is one more thing. You want to talk about the little things in life. You want to talk about what life is all about. I did find this because, you know, on Thursday night or Friday night, I spent a little time memorializing Judge Frank Caprio, who died. And it was not too long ago, about 10 days ago or so, he posted a little something about Mr. Rogers. And you, as you all know, I'm a big fan of Fred Rogers, and I've had a little bit of a resurgence and interest in his work, his life's work, especially since we started getting Aurora to watch a lot of his classic episodes and stuff like that. And I still want to do a Fred Rogers segment on the show. We will, I promise. But I wanted to throw this out there. It's a nice little way to end the night. Gives me a couple of minutes to get ready for book club. We're finishing up The Body tonight, so that'll be nice. But here's something for you. When Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was on the air, Fred Rogers often fed his goldfish during the show, as you all know, narrating the act to help children understand the importance of caring for animals. One day, his team received a letter from a young blind girl who was worried that sometimes he might forget to feed his fish since she couldn't see the screen. She can only rely on what he said. So being moved by her concern and the trust that she placed in him, Rogers made it a small but meaningful change. From then on, he was always verbally announcing, "I'm feeding the fish," so she and other visually impaired viewers would know the fish were cared for. The story became one of many examples of Rogers' deep empathy and attention to the needs of individual children in the audience. For him, it wasn't a minor note. It was a chance to affirm that every child's perspective mattered. That simple adjustment not only reassured the blind girl, but also modeled thoughtfulness and inclusivity for millions of viewers. It showed that kindness could live in the smallest details, and that even feeding the fish could become a way of saying, "I hear you and you matter." Listen, load me up with Fred Rogers stories. Seriously. So now it's good to know that whenever he says, "I'm feeding the fish," I know why he's doing it. That's really great. Really is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you tonight. Let me see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I got Kay Landry. All that is good. Let me first go and release, hey, ladies, the scratching over on Pilled, so you guys get that. Dana the Powerful, was she the last? No. Idiot Grimlock says, "Love your show. In amazing feats, being an Army veteran, 15-mile ruck march with 90 pounds is amazing. Hurting afterward, but it tests intestinal fortitude." That's what I can, and I'm glad that you got through, Idiot Grimlock. Even if it was through Super Chat, because I was wondering how many of our military members, retired and active, were going to contribute in some way to this. And there are some people that were on the thread on Twitter I couldn't get around to, so it might have been there. Let me put Grimlock into the name picker. See what else we have here before we end. And then Grandma Grateful says, "As an addiction coach, my professional opinion is he had a little meth." Okay, well, I guess a little goes a long way, and hopefully he's off, because honestly, he's brilliant. Got great timing, and hopefully he can put his attention into something good. Grandma Grateful, thank you so much. All right, let's see here. Amanda's on. Thank you so much. ST says, "Frank and Lindsay, in advance for a fabulous finale of the Body Book Club meeting this evening." Oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait. So ST and Amanda's on are the last ones to enter in. ST, Amanda's on. Are you guys ready? Let's see who's winning a SpaceX patch and some silver. Here we go. Matt, you doing the drum roll? All right, bro. I'm not good at the drums, though. All right, well, here we go. And it's away. Sherry P. Sherry P. Where did Sherry? Sherry is a YouTube super chatter. Frank, free diving at midnight. Possum in hand. Of course, it was the possum comment. Sherry, get in touch with me, Frank at quitefrankly.tv. Because there's a couple of people who are about to lose their well-won, ounces of silver a week or so ago that are about to get re-raffled. So thank you guys and gals so much. Tomorrow night will be another wonderful evening. We have good guests. Well, actually, no, tomorrow we're going to have some more topics. But we'll see what we can pull off. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. And thank you for everything tonight, ladies and gents. You've been really great company to kick off the week, and I wish you nothing but the best tonight. Peace to you and yours. Good night.
I'll catch you on the flip.
Goodbye.
All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Will you shut up?
Meow.